Good morning, everybody. I just set the timer. Had a great talk with a friend of mine, and he will be my friend to my last breath. And we have put the cards on the table face up and asked each other to ask questions. Because he missed a point in one of my teachings, and he kept saying, "What's the point? What's the point?" So I went back and listened to the teaching. When I teach, I never ask a question or make a statement without referring to the principles in the Word. You have to read the Word, and you have to be born of and sealed of the Spirit to hear the Spirit. The Spirit can break through and communicate with any person in any condition. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me that someday in heaven or glory, we find out that each human on earth has their spiritual moment in life, and maybe more than one. That would be a great thing. Once a year, the Spirit comes to you and deals with you and tries to draw you to Himself. Once a year. And you can refuse Him as long as you want. Now, here's my point. I teach a lot like Paul. I have, keeping it moderate, maybe 6 females and 6 males. I might have my 12 that check in on me at least once a week, if not daily. Now, if you're one of those 12, you know I teach a lot like Paul. And let me give you an example. Paul will start out with a subject working from A to B. And when he gets halfway to B, he brings in a second subject, runs off to the right in a circle, talks about that subject, comes back to the starting subject, which is different, and continues towards B. And you can stop 10 yards short of B and run off to the left in another circle, another subject, come back and continue finishing A to B. I hope you got that. And that's the way I teach. So this 11-minute teaching that I put out had 5 points in it, which I thought I gave an answer to. If I didn't quote the chapter and verse exactly, I gave my answer to it, which you do not have to agree with. But here's what I ask of everybody that hears my teachings. I'm going to try to keep this short. Just don't come back and say, "What's your point? What's your point?" If you have a point, ask a question or make your point so I can understand what is the point that you're making and make mine parallel to it, agree with it, or disagree with it. And can we be loving enough and truthful enough that whether we agree or disagree, we both get to state our point and what backs it up. And my teachings are spiritual teachings, and I try to use the Spirit and the written Word of God to back up what I'm talking about, the subject or the point. So if you didn't get the point, you may not be reading or studying, or you may be a babe on the milk of the Word, and I'm talking about meat. And believe me, you will not understand spiritual meat if you're a babe on the milk of the Word, if you never read daily or study daily. I've been reading, and I'm going to toot my horn here for a little bit. I learned how to read at 30 years old. That was 50 years ago. I've been reading. I love to read, and I read the Word of God almost every day for a minimum of 15 minutes up to 4 hours daily. This is a daily walk, a daily reading, a daily growing in spiritual knowledge, spiritual understanding, spiritual wisdom, and spiritual revelation above the line. Love ya. If you have a point, make it clear. Ask a question, and I'll do my best to answer it, even if I agree or disagree. Love you. Bye.